Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. So Lynae released some snippets of her song Yellowbone on Instagram last week, and sis got a whole lot of backlash. Then she said she couldn't be colorist because she doesn't see skin and she's dating a whole dark-skinned black man. What was she thinking? Why would she do that? Girl, here's the lie. Number one, you are a white Latina. One that serves as a prime example of a Dominican who went out of their way to prove that they weren't black. And the term yellowbone is reserved specifically for light-skinned black women, so you should not even be using it. Appropriation. Number two, as a white Latina, you should be so familiar with the concept of colorism because Latin Americans have a hierarchy of at least 7 different categories they separate people based on not by race, but by color, with purebred white Spaniards at the top and Africans at the bottom. Number 3, you not seeing skin, honey, is the same as white liberals not seeing color, which is the ignorance that led you to create such a track that was clearly targeting a specific dark-skinned woman because you didn't see how other darker-skinned people would feel about the lyrics to your song. And number 4, you dating a dark-skinned black man does nothing for us besides remind us of the long history of white people over-sexualizing dark bodies and fetishizing them without any regard to how their identities make them abused, misused, exploited, avoided, ghosted. Hey, you all right? Sorry. It's not about me. Anybody else get the "you're cute" for a dark-skinned girl growing up? But it's still so much bigger than that. Colorism is an anti-black byproduct of racism because the path to success has always been associated with aspiring to whiteness economically, philosophically, and physically. Except for when you're white and then you can get paid for how cool you can make trying to be black look. That's another conversation for another day about the appropriation of black women and the exoticization of non-black women who look black. I know that's right. Ooh. Anyway, lighter skin has historically been associated with high class, privilege, and luxury, even in ancient Grecian and Roman societies. If you were rich and had servants, you didn't have to be outside in the sun doing work, so you were more often than not a whole lot more pale than the peasant folk. But more than that, black people immediately saw the effects of colorism when lighter skinned black people were sold for higher prices on the auction block, when whole underground markets to trade enslaved people were created specifically to trade in fair-skinned mulatto girls. And don't forget about the brown paper bag. Yes, and then you have the whole advent of passing for white. And the only downfall to this point is that if you were able to get into white spaces and they found out that your great-great-granddaddy was black, it would still be over for you because Miss Octoroon, according to the one-drop rule, you were still black. Still, being lighter than a brown paper bag could get you into high society clubs. It could get you preference for hiring, even with the black people. Because make no mistake, there were definitely light-skinned families intentionally breeding with other light-skinned families to ensure that they didn't have any dark-skinned babies. That's just crazy to me because... Stop playing. So folks, people aren't upset with Lynae because they're jealous. To say that we will be perpetuating the idea that lighter skin comes with more beauty and privilege. We're not hating. It's just tiresome when people, especially black men, stand up in their preference of light-skinned women over dark-skinned women because they too perpetuate the same myth of exceptionalism and the hierarchy of desirability based on skin tone that white people perpetuate on black people in the hierarchy of success. And that's on what? And that's on the little lamb that Mary had.